Welcome back to the Lost Journeys. It is day 51, November 11th. We left it at a cliffhanger. We start on the next day after the previous events, so we have to fill in the blanks in between. If Hurley is still taking evening or night shifts at the hatch, he might have started to collect food for his stash. 8 episodes from now, his secret stash will have shelves made out of bamboo. Michael had a chat with Walt, or someone who was pretending to be Walt. In the previous episode I mentioned that it's completely fine to make your own interpretation of it, if you don't buy the words from the showrunners.
Yeah, we can say that was Walt on the computer.
Yeah, he's a good typist.
We don't know what the rest of the conversation was after the words Dad appeared on screen. Michael probably just stayed here and pushed the button, waiting to see if his son would respond. So we have at least 5 button pushers now. Also, while we are filling the blanks, Cindy has now been transported to the others. I mentioned earlier that I think it was the twins that brought her, the same guys that took Walt in season 1. The next time we will see Cindy will be on Hydro Island in season 3, so it won't take much time for her to be indoctrinated with the others. Cindy has now taken over the responsibility of the kids rather than Juliet, since Juliet also oversees Walt, and Walt is now a bit of a troublemaker for the others.
Till your replacements arrive, the future of the project is in your hand.
Locke would rig down the projector and put it back. Echo goes back to the beach. You see him and Ana Lucia. They have already made shelters on the beach. The next day is where the episode starts.
What are you writing?
Things I need to remember.
Claire introduces herself to Echo. She mentions Charlie's Virgin Mary statue, which Echo shows her is filled with heroin. He goes back to the beach and forces him to take him to where he found the statue. Back in the Swan Station, Locke changes the combination on the gun vault, while Michael comes looking for a gun. In an off-screen scene, they will go find a rifle and then find a box of dressing to practice on. Also off-screen, Locke bolts down the shaft above the armory. I know fans have been irritated by them firing at food, but I'm just gonna pretend that when Hurley and Rose did the checkup on the inventory, they found this ranch dressing, like behind a crate or something, and it had been laying there since the 80s, and while opening it, experienced this foul stench, so Rose and Hurley put it aside as food that shouldn't be eaten. Locke goes back to the hatch, while Michael goes to the beach. Michael asks Kate if he can have her shift at the computer. She agrees.
You want my shift?
Help me take my mind off things.
Sure, it's all yours.
Thanks.
Let's go back to the jungle. Echo and Charlie walk for a bit, and then Smokey comes by real quickly. They continue moving. They have one break, then move a little bit more, and then have one break while they notice the body of Goldie, the Nigerian man that parachuted right before the plane crashed. By this time, Charlie has led Echo a little bit off trail, since Goldie is west to the plane. In the season 1 finale, Saeed and Charlie didn't go here, so Charlie gets lost and needs to climb a tree. The smoke monster arrives and approaches Echo. He scans him. The images we see are from Echo's past. The audio commentary with Brian Burke, Damon Lindelof, and Carlton Cuse mentions this as well.
Now you can see inside the cloud, those flashes are actually all images, and it's sort of one of those things. Again, it's like it's an Easter egg for the fans who are really diehards about the show. You can go back, you can freeze that on your TiVo, and you can look at that frame by frame, and you'll see all sorts of images from Echo's past. And what we wanted to do was not just include images from what you'd seen on the series, but also some images from his life that you had not yet seen on the series, just to sort of tantalize the audience a little bit about what some other Echo stories might be. So there's a picture of a young woman with a headdress.
There's a couple, older couple.
Yeah, a Nigerian
These are all
couple.
ideas that we have for the future, and hopefully people will be able to go back and look at this episode and go, oh wow, like
we knew what we were doing.
Yeah, we knew what we were doing.
That's fascinating, considering that Echo's storyline was cut short. I think this image of a woman might be it. Maybe she was romantically involved with him, which is why he said worse when Jin asked him if he was married.
You have a wife?
Yes. You?
Worse.
Echo and Charlie find the beechcraft, a kilometer away from where they saw the monster. Filmed as usual at Waimea Valley, a location right by a parking lot. Echo finds Yemi inside and weeps. He tells Charlie that the man inside is his brother, and gives Charlie a Virgin Mary statue, until they set fire to the plane, before they walk all the way back again, and the day turns into evening. Michael is checking around the station, the bunk beds and the hallway. He continues his conversation with Walt until Jack comes down. If this is the others, then I don't think they're using the Pearl station because Echo and Charlie are there. Or this computer conversation happened after Echo and Charlie burned the plane. The smoke would catch the attention of the others and they all went there to check the station and used the opportunity to chat with Michael. Personally, I think that it was Walt in both this situation and in the previous. You could argue that the others used another computer, for instance the one in the flame, and that is a valid theory as well. However, the only station that had video access to the Swan, as far as we know, was the Pearl, or else Ben would only use the Flame. So either they were at the Pearl right after Echo and Charlie was there, or it was Walt. Michael also mentions that Hurley is running late. We'll soon see why. He's helping Libby with her tent. We also see why Jack is down there. In an off-screen scene, he'll probably go to his medical stash here and then go outside again, because we'll quickly see him on the beach again, giving Sawyer some pills for the gunshot wound. Echo and Charlie arrive at the beach again. Charlie is kicked out of Claire's tent and then go inside the jungle again, back to his stash of statues. That's it for this week. Next week has an exciting trek across the island. See you then.